been such a great day for everyone here today, and I'm so thrilled to be able to join you at this moment to bring greetings and also to introduce an award recipient. So greetings everyone. It is my pleasure to be recognizing Karen Gray with our Award of Excellence. Karen has been a leader for 35 years in the municipal and provincial early years sector. She is currently the Director of Service System Planning and Policy Development for Children's Services at the City of Toronto. Very impressive role. In this role, she is the lead for Service System Management for Toronto's early years system, which is the largest childcare system in Canada outside of Quebec. In this role, she is responsible for planning, policy, assessment management, quality and capacity building, early on programs, and risk management. She's also the co-creator and co-chair with the Provincial Regional Director of the Toronto Child and Family Network that focuses on improving outcomes for children and families through the use of data. RaisingTheVillage.ca is where the information is located. Karen has been a champion of high-quality licensed childcare for many years and continues to advocate for inclusive, affordable, and accessible childcare and early years services for Toronto's children and families. Now I'd like to share with you a little bit about what her colleagues had to say about her. No tears. It's a celebration, right? Karen is a strategic thinker that puts policy into action. She's an innovator that embraces collaborations to help others, that advances the early years system in Toronto. Karen uses her position and her voice to influence change. She advocates for others. She is laser focused on a commitment to equity and strives to do this through purposeful and intentional approach to addressing inequities in accessing childcare. Karen has been strident in implementing a vision of a capital strategy that increases childcare in neighborhoods that have historically had low access to childcare services. Karen has supported the creation of Indigenous-led Early Ontario programs and grants to include more Black-mandated agencies to provide culturally responsive programming. This is just a short list. Karen, you have so many accomplishments. We at George Brown, like all of you in this room, have been privileged to work with Karen these many years. Please join me in recognizing the contributions of Karen Gray to the early childhood sector.
I decided that I needed to make sure I read my speech, so I stayed in my lane. I do have a tendency, as people know me well, to go down the rabbit hole and bring everybody with me. So this has been very thought out, so I do apologize for stepping out of my norm. So I want to thank you very much for honoring me with this award of excellence. I'd like to thank the Summer Institute conveners, the School of Early Childhood and George Brown College, the Atkinson Centre for Society and Child Development at the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education at the University of Toronto. This really means a lot to be recognized by some of the finest researchers, educators, and leaders in Ontario and internationally. And many of you are here today, so thank you. To me, this is significantly important, as I remember when I started in this field, I was asked to attend a meeting with a colleague, Peter Bermusa. He invited me to a meeting. I remember sitting in this room with many of you here this afternoon, and I listened to the passion for early learning from Charles Pascal. I heard what the research said from Dr. Fraser Mustard, and they referred to a respected leader, the Honorable Margaret McCain. and I watched with awe as this large group of people discussed the future of early childhood education. It was these types of think tanks and meetings where I saw how research and data led to good policy decisions. And so to be recognized by the people who I look up to and who have had such an impact on my career is quite exceptional and an honor. I'd like to recognize and thank the staff at Toronto Children's Services Division, who are committed to community engagement among academic institutions, policymakers, early childhood educators, families, and community. It is this culture that has allowed me and my team to be curious, test assumptions, and enter into research projects. These opportunities allow us to take academic research and apply it to practice and support continuous improvement in our system, which guides our next steps. With over 1,000 licensed programs and over 84,000 children enrolled and 260 early on programs, we're expected to guide the system planning with an equity lens and to use data to quantify the voices of our families. It is the data that tells the story, and it can be powerful enough to affect necessary changes in the system. Therefore, it's important for us to share this data. We map out the data. We provide data by neighborhood so that you also have the information and can influence change. I'd like to also take the time to thank all the staff and registered ECEs who have welcomed our role as service system managers. Your willingness to adapt and embrace change has made Toronto's early learning system one that is recognized nationally and seen as progressive and of the highest caliber. We are ready for Canada-wide in Toronto. You've already been on the leading edge of research. Do you remember First Duty? You were part of First Duty, and that influenced full-day kindergarten. You have disaggregated data from Raising the Village to help address inequities in child outcomes. And you have incorporated the growth strategy that aimed to lower fees, increase access, and support the workforce. Starting to sound like Canada-wide, isn't it? Because we're always on the leading edge, so kudos to all of you. We have a strong data and policy foundation to help us make sure that there is a concerted effort in ensuring that all families and their children have access to the benefits that derive from early learning experiences, and that these experiences reflect the diversity of families and children, including diversities of abilities, cultural, linguistic backgrounds, and those with varied family structures. A system that reflects Toronto. I'm looking forward to this transformation and the opportunities, and we heard some opportunities all today. So I look forward to working with all of you and continuing our partnership. And I want to thank you again for this award. It's greatly appreciated. And congratulations to the Summer Institute. A wonderful day. Thank you.